Okay, it's time we start another big topic, which is network security. Just as much as endpoint security is important, so is the network security. And many companies out there will hire you to check their network security and to find whether there are any vulnerabilities inside or whether it needs any additional configuration when it comes to their security. We can think of endpoint security as us making sure that our house is secure from any thieves that might be trying to break in. Now, network can be perceived the same, just on a larger scale. Let's say we have 6 devices on our local network. We can use the same theory of thinking of a device as a house, and then we can say that our network is consisted of 6 different houses. All of them are secure when it comes to their own house security, but we must picture it as one large neighborhood. Even though each house on its own is secure, the neighborhood might not be. Maybe there are thieves on the streets, or in our case between different connections and services on the network. Network security is making sure that our devices are all in a safe neighborhood. That's how we can think of it, at least. If there are malicious people on the network that are trying to attack the network, we must make sure we can either catch that, make sure that they can't do anything bad to our neighborhood, which can then directly affect our endpoint devices. Of course, to make sure our network is secure, it won't be that easy as just clearing out the thieves or anyone that's trying to do anything malicious. There are certain precautions that we must take and keep an eye on if we want to have everything protected. Here are some of the things that we will need to refer to and that we will talk about when it comes to network security. We will talk about router security, so router an important device inside of any network. We will talk a little bit about network firewalls, which in many larger companies are being set inside of their own networks. Now, these firewalls can either be hardware firewalls, they can either be set inside the router, and there are many different types of network firewalls, which we will talk about in next few lectures, but that is one of the things that we will cover. Another important topic when it comes to network security is port and vulnerability scanning. We have to make sure that every device on the network is secure and that it doesn't present a threat to any other device. We'll take a look at different services that are being ran on the devices inside of the network, and we will see how we can make sure that those services are well secure and updated so it doesn't create a threat to the entire network. We will also talk about the important and famous man-in-the-middle attack that can be ran inside of every single network, and we will talk about how we can prevent it. Another important thing is wireless security. Now, Wi-Fi is something that every network has nowadays, and it has to be secure so that not everyone can join it. And last but not least, we will talk about monitoring for threats. Now, even with all the previous things that we talked about being checked, whether we have firewalls, well-established router security, we scan for ports and vulnerabilities, we prevented different types of the attacks, such as man-in-the-middle attacks, we still have to monitor for different threats. That's how we can respond to them the fastest. If we don't monitor for threats, we will not be able to discover them in the real time. Nonetheless, these are just some of the things that we will talk about in this section, and let's move on straight to the network firewalls.